Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how you can become a better photographer right now. Before I do that though, I thought I should give you a little bit of information about my background, the type of photography that I do, and my credibility altogether. In 2013, I graduated with 2 degrees from Northern Arizona University. 1 degree was in advertising and the other was in photography. Upon graduating, I went on to work for the Phoenix Suns for 2 seasons, and after that, I went to an ad agency where I partnered with different businesses to help them grow their online presence and their social media altogether. From there, in 2017, I actually quit my corporate job and started taking on clients of my own to basically do the same thing, to work as a photographer and curate content for social media for different companies, businesses, restaurants, nightclubs, and social media influencers. So let's get into the tips for today. Tip number 1 is to plan your shots. If you put a little bit of planning into each and every shot that you take, each shot will be more intentional and the end result will be a lot better. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go out and create an entire storyboard for each and every shot that you're going to do. What I am saying is that with a little bit of forethought and exactly how you want these photos to look, you can actually create much better photos with just a little bit of pre-planning involved. Tip number 2, and this one is not going to be popular with a lot of professional photographers, but shoot in auto mode. If you're a beginning photographer and your camera has auto mode, you should really take advantage of that. Think about it like this. Canon, Nikon, Sony, and a bunch of other camera manufacturers put millions of dollars into research that manifests itself into technology that you have in your camera. And I think you should take advantage of it. If you're a photographer and you're just starting out, auto mode can really help set a baseline for what settings you should use in different lighting scenarios. It's a great, powerful tool that you have at your fingertips that not a lot of people use. I know myself as a photographer, when I first started out, I was really against using auto mode because there was a sense of pride, and if I was taking these pictures, I wanted to be dialing in all of the settings myself. The truth of the matter is that I probably ruined a lot of photo shoots early on, thinking that I knew the right settings in different lighting scenarios when my camera had auto capabilities all along, and I really could have been taking advantage of that. Auto is also a great tool to get you to the next level. If you use auto mode, you can see what settings the camera is suggesting you use for this lighting scenario, and the next time you go to that lighting scenario, you have a baseline on where you should start with your camera settings, and that'll give you a quick jump into the lighting and the composition that you want to use for that setting moving forward. Tip number 3, don't rely on editing. If you shoot to get the absolute best picture you can get in camera first, your overall picture is going to be much, much better. Sometimes a lot of us shoot with the idea of, hey, I can edit that later in mind, and it really makes you a lazy photographer. If you put a lot of intentionality into making the best photo you can make in camera, you'll really be a much better photographer in the long run. Tip number 4, choose interesting subjects. At the heart of every great photo is an interesting subject. What exactly is this a photo of? That's going to be the key to making your photos much better. Choosing very interesting subjects. Subject matter is only one element of making an incredible photo, but it's probably one of the most important. If you go out and you choose your subjects carefully, you can really see that the subject matter of a photo can go a long way in what makes that photo interesting. And finally, tip number 5 is to keep shooting and shoot often. Shoot as often as you can. The more comfortable you get with your camera, the easier it'll be for you to make really beautiful images. The more you shoot, the better your photos will come out. When I first started, I would take my camera with me everywhere. I would literally take my camera if we were going to lunch. I would take my camera if I was going to a friend's house. If I was going out, I would actually take my camera with me. And that will not only put you in a bunch of different settings and scenarios with your camera, but it'll make it more comfortable for you to actually have your camera with you, and it'll go a long way. Bonus. As a bonus to tip number 5, not only is taking your camera everywhere with you good for you as a photographer, because now you'll be comfortable actually holding and maneuvering your camera in different scenarios, but it also goes a long way with branding. The more you have your camera with you, the more people are going to see you with your camera, and they'll actually know that you're a photographer. It's not like we walk around everywhere with a big sign that says, "Hey, I'm a photographer." However, if you have your camera with you, people will start to associate you with actually being a photographer, and that might spark conversation, which could lead to business, which could lead to more photo shoots, which could lead to more reps of you taking pictures, which will ultimately make you a better photographer. I really hope some of these tips helped you out there. If they did, let me know in the comment section below, or like this video for more videos like this. Thanks. Bye.